welcome to the Daily Hope. Chuck Butler here with the Arts and Mars Hill Ministries. Today we are in Jeremiah chapter 48. The subject matter is foolishly misplaced confidence. For we see that those in Moab daily exalted themselves and exalted just about everything else except the God of heaven and of earth. These 47 verses are laden with the steps that they took and the practices they engaged in that brought the eventual consequences of just judgment. How often these lists that we see in Scripture speak of the times in which we ourselves presently live. We see that, first of all, they trusted in their own works and treasures. They did the work of God deceitfully or with neglect. They resisted taking action against evil. Again, sounds like the times in which we live. In verse 11, they lived at ease from their youth, were undisturbed by anything, settled on their lees, the Scripture says, or the dregs of a wine's sediment, thinking higher of themselves than they should have. And they were unrefined, not poured out from vessel to vessel for purity. Without any adversity in their lives, their flavor and essence as a people did not change. They reeked of self-exaltation, of creature comforts and pride. They thought of themselves to be mighty and glorious. They magnified themselves against the Lord. They were known for their loftiness, conceit, defiant arrogance, and yes, self-exaltation. They idly boasted in their deeds and accomplished nothing. Nevertheless, God's heart for Moab is in sync with the heart of the prophet Jeremiah, with wailing, crying out, sighing, and mourning for them. God's heart is broken over them. His heart is that all would come to him. They offered worship and sacrifices in high places and burned incense to their many gods. Yet God's heart moans and sighs after them. Moab can only turn its back on God in shame. Why? Because they consistently magnified or exalted themselves against the Lord. You know, there are many prescriptions that one can draw from Scripture that address the issues of personal or community self-reliance or pride, where we foolishly misplace our confidence in ourselves or in our works or in the things that we treasure over God. Here is just one thing that can help you and I get a proper perspective and truly put God and his kingdom first in our lives, as in Matthew 6:33. And I personally have to start this early every day. If you're like me, some of us wake up groggy and uncentered on him. My mother used to say regarding just about everything that tested us in this life, this too shall pass. In Luke 1:46, Jesus' mother said, "My soul magnifies and exalts the Lord." My mother said that too in her lifetime. I often start the day with a song of praise in my head, and so many of them are directly from his word. Maybe first humming it quietly over a cup of coffee, meditating on it in the shower, or eventually singing it out loud, even before I open my Bible to read and apply his word to my life for this brand new day. We exalt thee. We exalt thee, we exalt thee, O Lord. Or one of my own songs. Here at your feet we can rest. Here at your feet is the answer. Here at your feet we'll find shelter from the99 Here at your feet we can stay. Psalm 99:5 says, "Exalt the Lord our God and worship at his footstool, for he is holy." It's apparent that the people of Moab lived out, and ended each day of their lives steeped in self-exaltation and pride. But Matthew 23:12 says, "Whoever exalts himself or herself shall be humbled, and whoever humbles himself or herself shall be raised to honor." And 1 Peter 5:6 completes this spiritual prescription for each one of us today by saying this, "Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God. Set aside your self-righteous pride, so that he may exalt you to a place of honor in his service at the appropriate time." Each new day is an opportunity for us to put off the old life of self-exaltation and foolish pride that according to Jeremiah 48 obviously had dire consequences. And we are to put on this new discipline of exalting the Lord our God and worshiping at his footstool in the morning when we rise, in the morning when we rise, for he is holy. God bless you, church.